Welcome back to you for another most special and most yummy update, my friends, baby dolls. So the PulseChain prices out here still aren't moving much except for PWBTC. They are kind of moving around, but we need more of a flush up from Ethereum, which is still stuck at around $2,500. What's been happening in crypto? Well, most people have been speaking about James Wynn, W-Y-N-N, James Wynn. He loaded like, $40 million or something into Hyperliquid, which is just decentralized Bybit pretty much. He started leverage trading. I think he ran up his account. He made like 84 million, but then he like went it all the way back down. I think he's up 25 million. But then I think he started playing around. I think he lost 10 million shorting. Then he lost 5 million longing. So that's what everybody's pretty much been going crazy for as well, because he really had this belief. He made, I think, like 30 to $70 million off Pepe. One of the most fascinating stories I covered in Juicy News. He bought Pepe in 2021 multiple times, and they all kept going to zero. But then he kept buying and believing, and he finally got the winning one at 600K market cap in 2023. So he was like so dumbfounded because it was so early to the idea. He goes, Pepe has to run. It has to run, right? So, yeah, and then eventually did, right? And that's exactly how it all plays out. So everyone's pretty much getting excited here. I'm kind of a bit excited because he expects that the cycle's over in July. And as we know, friends, the business PMI pretty much hasn't even cranked up above 50 yet. The flash PMI reading suggests we're going to get a 52.3 reading, and then we actually start now, okay? So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Now, Bitcoin's price chart is hanging around here. It's come back to this little Fibonacci zone. If we do some of these little like skitsy channel stuff, don't be alarmed. We just got to wait it out, and then we're finally ready to bust up, and we'll see what happens after that point. We've also been seeing, friends, there's been some Donald Trump tweets, and I've just scrolled to the first one on Twitter. Okay, so it's this Truth Social 4. I'm just gonna read for you the first sentence. Okay, Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds. Oh, man. Can we bump the bags, bro? This is funny, friends. He's made some posts about Poots, Vladimir Putin. So he said, look at this. I've always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia, but something happened to him. He's gone absolutely crazy. He is needlessly killing a lot of people. And I'm just not talking about soldiers. Missiles and drones are being shot into the cities of Ukraine for no reason. I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it. And maybe that's proving to be right. But if he does, it will lead the downfall of Russia. Likewise, President Zelensky is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it. It better stop. This is a war that would have never started if I were president. This is Zelensky's, Putin's, and Joe Biden's war, not Trump's. I am not helping to put out the big and ugly fires that have been started through... He goes, I am only helping to put out these big fires that have started through gross incompetence and hatred. So this war, we're hoping it kind of goes away. Is that going to be this next theme that kind of like gets us skitzing around? But yeah, I found that to be interesting, just seeing this almost human side about this stuff, because we only see these like strong political people always talking to us. Now, friends, PulseChain obviously is still stuck in the channel. Nothing else really to do here. The most exciting thing, obviously, is what happens next with pDAI. It is around here. It crossed back to level 1, which is Catty committing the homicide on pDAI. 0.003. Next level is 0.004, and then 5. That's what we need to actually clear it up here, and then we'll have reversed all of the price action out here. So now, friends, I was like really thinking to myself. I was just thinking the other day. I was like, man, if this works out, we all make history. Not just PulseChain, not pDAI. I mean, altcoins. We really do make history because we've broken every rule, man. Okay? We are think about this. The amount of things we talk about and what we talk about, you can't hire us in any workplace. We've broken every paradigm, every rule. Okay? Not just needlessly the swearing, or we're either a past drug addict, current drug addict, or future drug addict in crypto. The gambling, the risk, because there's no risk management in the game. It either goes to zero, it's either zero or hero. Okay? It's very, very hard to live life on edge like that. And then there's always, the kids get exposed to this. But the way I see it, I'm doing the kids a favor. Okay, 30% of your mums are on antidepressants. Okay, she's been around the neighborhood already. Your dad's a cuck, you know, because your mum's like a 4, but she's still treating your dad like shit. So what hope do you have in the world, right? Your parents aren't even happy, right? Because crypto, it just breaks so many paradigms. There's no cash flow valued like a business, and the world still hasn't figured it out yet. Okay. You value crypto like a network. You value it based off the swaps and the transactions going on within the city. That's what actually gives it value. It's just like any other city. Like, you don't walk into Miami and say, oh, I'm going to go ask the mayor of Miami what their tax receipts are, and that's how I'm going to value the city. You don't do that, okay? You go to Miami and you look at all the businesses, right? You look at the strip club. You look at that place, you know, where people go there for their bucks. You look at the hotels. You look at the beach clubs, right? You look at the restaurants. You look at all these businesses out here. You try to put them all together. You get the GDP of everything. You go, oh, wow, that's how much the city's worth. That's actually how we value all these. That's how we value crypto, network effects and stuff like out here. But no one else has figured it out. Okay, and people have figured it out. It's us. We're like the top, you know, earliest 5%. We just believe, right? You believe that the city, that's why the bull market and bear markets come, the city light goes on and then the light goes off. And everyone says, oh no, the lights are never going to come on again. And we're like, yeah, the lights will come on one day. Okay, so that's pretty much what makes us different. Now, I'm going to crank it just a bit. I want to share this with you as well, friends. So Uncle Peter Schiff, he might be what actually kills Bitcoin dominance. He's wearing a hat here. Make Bitcoin great again. I'm off to Las Vegas for the Bitcoin conference this morning, where ironically, I'll be the speaker who best understands Bitcoin. So I just want to throw out here. Remember, friends, I've been like the only person, I've been alerting the whole crypto industry what a joke this conference is. And I said, friendly reminder, this Bitcoin conference would rather have Bitcoin fudders like Uncle Peter Schiff. He's been fighting Bitcoin since it was $12. It's literally did a freaking, what, 1,000x, 10,000x, whatever it's done since that point. From $12 to $110,000. He's been fighting it the whole time. And they'd rather have the Tether CEO, who is literally putting CBDC currency in crypto, and they've hired Secret Service, they've hired the Coconut Intelligence Agency, they've hired the fancy bananas investigators. It's literally CBDC on the chain, but they're all allowed in, okay? Because just, you know, there's favoritism. And there are other reasons. Well, you know, I've already covered it. So they would rather have all these people who are like completely the opposite of why Bitcoin was invented, okay? They'd rather have those people than Vitalik speak, or like anyone else. Why? Because of altcoins. It's interesting, right? They're still in denial that altcoins are the infrastructure of Bitcoin. Man, I don't give a shit how much turbo leverage Michael Saylor and everyone else is going to do. The chickens are going to come home to roost. We know how this game plays out, okay? By the way, you know how I know how this game plays out? Because Bitcoin was invented. Because if these cycles didn't exist, they wouldn't need to go and blow everything up and then print money to go and debase the currency, and Satoshi would have never needed to make Bitcoin in the first place. So if you just go back in time and look at the dominoes, you go, oh, wow, these cycles really do happen. People do take on too much leverage. Look what happened in the GFC. The GFC was the reason why Satoshi Nakamoto made Bitcoin. They took on too much leverage. They blew up the world financial system, and they just printed money and debased everybody to go save the banks. And Satoshi said, you know what? Let's go make a currency they can't debase. What are we doing now? Ironically, we're doing turbo leverage. We're just buying Satoshi's coin. He'd be rolling around in his grave, man. You know, but it is what it is. Bitcoin dominance is at dangerously high levels right now, and my only best uncle, Uncle Peter Schiff, can be the reason why it gets trashed downwards. Now, I know, friends, everybody's been waiting for Altseason literally forever. It's even been a joke. I've seen, like, you know, Chris from Crapto and everyone else out here, they're like, ha ha ha, your Altseason will never come. It'll never come. Because they're like saying, oh, I've heard it so many times. And like, but it's a waiting game, bro. It's a waiting game. So, oh man, this is so dangerously high. I just can't, friends, I'm telling you how dangerously high this is, bro. You have 4 green years in a row. So just got to be patient. Now, friends, whenever we see these periods of time in crypto, like we've had the longest bear market crushing of all time, the indicator that we need to flash has now flashed. The business PMI, right? It's up here. So now I guess it's time to just look at the network effects that we see around. Okay, look what they've survived through. And also, I want to show you this from PulseTV. This is from PulseChain community. They've been making some crazy, amazing, entertaining stuff. This is hilarious, friends. So we're going to check this out.
I was reading this poem the other day. It reminded me of you. It's called One versus Everyone. See my words, a focused eye. Those I shake, those who cry. Pools of gold, for the battle cried. A warrior's born, when acceptance to die. Path is strong, holders purified. For hands are hard, as Moses' eye. Life is chance. Roll a die. What is chance? To roll 6 5s. Those who whine will not dine. Valhalla's gates, if you die. What the fuck? Steven, what are you doing here?
What do you mean, what am I doing here? You spoke the words of summoning.
What? Oh, my bad. The title of the poem is written in Vietnamese, and I must have read it wrong. I thought it meant to mint, but that doesn't explain why you're here.
Yeah, I'm going past Summy's house. I thought you summoned me because you needed a lift. You should come. It's always a good hangout. There's going to be music, some pDAI alpha. Oh, and Sommy said something about going through receipts, so he might need a hand with his taxes. Did you still need Richard and I to help with your taxes?
What do your name help with my taxes?
You said you wanted to sort out your receipts.
That's right. Receipts. So that was actually gold, friends. There's multi-layered stuff in there. We talked about the Vietnamese kid, pDAI, multiple fives, going to Valhalla. This is like deep, esoteric friendship in here, and you're just looking at it, bro. They don't have this on other chains, man. Don't make me go through CoinGecko. Don't make me go through CoinGecko, friends. Let's go through CoinGecko. Okay. Bitcoin, you've got your Satoshi lore, but you're 2 trillion market cap. Okay, we're literally 1,000x cheaper than them. Literally 1,000x, okay? Ethereum, well, AI says your friend Somi is Ethereum's secret weapon. So that's all you need to know about that. Tether, you are CBDC light. You don't even give yield. So anybody who holds you is literally a cuck. And your coin can't pump like this thing. XRP, you did all right. Thing is, though, you are just basically copy-pasting everything else. And we know how the story's going to end. Okay, so I hope you all get your $10 XRP and stuff out here. And you're 135 billion market cap as well. So they are another cult in crypto, trying to be a world religion. It's cool. But look at the size, bro. They're 135 billion. You know, if PulseChain matched that, that's like almost 150x higher. Even if you add up all the core coins, it's still like 50x higher. Right? BNB as well. BNB, friends, Binance CZ owns 60% of the coins. They do have the effective buy and burn from the exchange. But when's the last time you saw like cartoons like that? When you haven't seen that, dude. There's nowhere. Look, we literally have the best. They don't have this anywhere else. I'm looking. Trust me, I'm looking. It's not like, oh, well, I'm trapped in this. Like, no one has a gun to my head saying, you better own the guy who lives on top of a sandwich shop's coins. No, friends, I walk into the ice cream store and I've looked at everything and I go, oh, wow, no one cares about this, or this. People get triggered by that. That's got network effect, mindshare, and look how cheap it is. Okay? Solana is literally named Solana. You've been running up for 680 days against Ethereum. You've had maximum favoritism. Every major KOL believes in you already. You're effectively priced like a favorite now. You know? What about USDC? You're a cuck currency. No yield as well. Dogecoin, 33 billion. Cardano, 27 billion. We're cooler than Cardano, bro. We're cooler than Cardano. You're third cycle now, by the way. Cardano's third cycle. And by the way, even if we match Cardano, bro, you're 27 billion. Like, it's a 35x difference. You see what I mean, friends? So like, you don't even have to believe PulseChain's better than them. You don't even have to say that. Just look at what I'm comparing to. Like, we hit with them as well, you know? It's literally like you got 10 soccer teams, 9 of them are in the Premier League, right? And one of the teams not in the Premier League, who's not in the Premier League, they're literally beating half these teams. They beat them 2-1, 1-0. They're like, why aren't you guys you guys should be in the league here. You're literally beating them. Why aren't you there, right? But it just takes time. So remember, altcoins follow the business cycle. And that's what we're waiting for. The business cycle's been poop for a long time. So that's what we're just hopefully going to eventually come to conclude and see. Did you like the touch of the peg nipples as well? This is gold. I do have a purple jumper, friends, which I will be wearing from time to time. I love how they got Stevie as well with his cute little collar, man. It's just so gold and random. Of course, we do as well have the, how could I forget the fluffy slippers out here. It says this, man, this peg nipple thing, oh, man. Like, if this, man, you guys look, look, I'm not here. I'm not giving anyone FOMO. The coin went to zero already twice. It can go to zero third time. All I'm saying is, like, if this spreads all over crypto, we all know what it means. You know what I mean? Like, if any KOL out there just got 2 pegs from their laundry basket and did this and just said nothing else, like, you know what that means. You know exactly what that means, right? It's like Bitcoin laser eyes. When you saw the laser eyes, remember Elon Musk 2021 just put the laser eyes? Everyone's like, oh. Everyone went nuts. Yeah. This, you know what this means. By the way, pDAI is not a stable coin. It is an unstable coin. Might also help for some regulatory legal stuff later on. So thank you to all the PulseTV friends out there. And man, how do we even get to this point? It's you don't just wake up one day and you have the answer, right? This is the type of stuff we have occupying, rolling around in our minds like this. Okay, so look at the deep state brainwashing. Okay, this is what I want to just touch on, because it's this stuff, friends, where 99% of the crowd don't believe you. Like, you better get it right, yeah, because you're like so contrarian, yeah. But if you do get it right, the payoff is astronomical. It's like buying a very out of the money call option on something, on a stock that's like, you know, you're buying $1 strike price call options on a stock that's worth like 1 cent. And then it just ends up being a unicorn, right? So look at the type of stuff that was thrown on the TV that like, it's a state of mind, right? We're all seeing the same information, but how we're interpreting it is different. If you're watching the TV box and you're just getting brainwashed like the frog with the hypnosis eyes, you're never going to make it. Remember, friends, Donald Trump's assassination, they said it was a security error. Okay, we know it was bullshit. We know it was a planned assassination, bro. We know that kid's fingerprints, he cleaned his home of all fingerprints before he went out. We're not stupid. All right? But a lot of people are stupid. They're just sheep. They just want to fall in line. Austin Private Wealth did a short on DJT. And they said, oh, no, it was a third party reporting error. So they're basically shorting Donald Trump stock right before the planned assassination. Okay. Right. Do you remember as well, friends, they're testing the next world crisis, right? Do you notice how they do the random countries around the world are having like cyber attacks? You know that, right? It's like the next thing that's coming, right? So obvious. CrowdStrike outrage, right? Remember that? There was CrowdStrike. They called, it's just a software error. They're just testing. What happens if we take the system down? How do people respond? Do they lose their minds? Just do like a little test. You see this? And I've written here, imagine believing them. Imagine believing them. So everyone in 99% of society, friends, right? They're walking through. Everyone out there, they're just like, if you're blue-pilled, bro. Most people, they're just blue-pilled. Yeah, but if you're blue-pilled, you're going to go buy your 8% return per year, S&P 500, and guess what? They're debasing the currency around 6 to 8% per year. You're literally, all you're getting is a 2% premium on top of the debasement. So that's what you get if you're a blue pill cuck. You live that blue pill life. Okay, sweet. The rest of us, though, we want a bit more spice in our pokeballs. Okay, that's why we're in crypto. But you better be right. You know what I mean? Like, you better not do like a lot of leverage that can force you out. You better not use money that you can't afford to lose, right? Even though we have, you know what I mean? Like, we all have, right? So you better do your research as well. You can't just go relentlessly buy high in everything. Okay, so there is a price to pay when it comes to that. But if you pay the right price, look at the payouts. So that is the like accumulation of like all these events, all these like series of alpha, turning the pages of the chapter of the book, and all everybody's going to see is a pair of peg nipples. And this thing might be flying, hopefully 3 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, $1 one day. You see? So, but we're here every step of the way, and no one's going to give a shit about it until the prices are higher. I hope PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex all have these same success stories, but you know these things aren't overnight. But the best part is, friends, I mean, learn from Warren Buffett. You don't need to do this all the time. You just need one home run. Like, subscribe, press the belly button, and all. Catch you in the next one.